Howdy folks, High Value DMD. Don't just give me your subscription, but please let me earn it. Let me earn your like and let me earn your comment. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the big, beautiful bill. And if you're interested in going into dental school or medical school, this video is going to be for you. It's been a while since I've talked about anything dental school related, so let's get into it. If you've been paying attention to what's been going on, the big, beautiful bill has since come and gone. It's now been passed into law. And so what is this going to mean for someone that wants to go to professional school to be a physician, to be a dentist? Well, essentially, dental school costs a lot of money. Medical school also costs a lot of money. Whenever I refer to one, I'll be talking about them both, essentially. They cost a lot of money to go to. And there's many schools out there that literally cost $70,000, $80,000 just for tuition and fees a year to attend. Dental school being the most expensive form of graduate education in the nation. Bar none, it is. And so you have that, and then you have to live somewhere, right? So you want to live in an apartment. Some people live alone. Some people have a roommate. That's preferable if you want to save money. But let's just say that after rent, after food, you're looking at anywhere from, let's say, $15,000 to $25,000 a year just to live. 15 being more conservative. Because if you have a car, you have gas, you have maintenance, and all of those things. So where are you going to get $400,000, $500,000 to go to school? Well, historically, people have always relied on federally backed federal student loans. And you have been able to borrow up to a portion of a subsidized loan where the government doesn't charge interest while you are in professional school. And then the rest of the money you have to borrow in a Grad Plus loan format. And in that type of loan, you accrue interest while you are in school. Okay? So one does not accrue interest, the other does. And so that's what people have been relying on. That's how you have dentists successfully going through, because let's face it, most people do not have money just lying around to pay for dental school. All right, maybe they rely on their spouse. If they are going to just pay their way, they're going to rely on their spouse. Maybe their parents can help them if their parents are wealthy, but most people who don't have dentists or physicians as parents, they just don't have it, so they have to take out loans. And that was the situation that I was in. My parents weren't going to be able to help me with that. They helped me go to undergrad, which was great. That was a blessing, but the rest is on me, okay? So what does this mean with the big, beautiful bill? Well, going forward, starting with next year's class start, anybody that does not start professional school, like medical or dental school, if they do not start before July 1st, they will not be eligible to borrow on the old federal student loan system. So currently, everybody in school is going to be grandfathered in. They're going to be able to routinely take out their federal student loans, which this is really a separate point, but doing that is financial suicide anyway, because the federal student loan rate is like 7-8%. It's horrible. And so if you borrow $500,000, you're going to be paying like $4,000 of interest for how many years just to cover the interest when you graduate. That's not attacking the principal. So that aside, those people will be able to go through dental school and finish, and they will be in financial ruin, but they will be able to finish. Now, there are people that have been accepted to dental school that are going to start, and if they start before July 1st, if their school has their curriculum set up to where they can start before July 1st, then they will get to use those federal loans as original. They will completely crater their finances and their future. They will be a debt slave the rest of their life, pretty much. But they will be able to continue on. Now, for future cycles of people that want to apply to school, things are looking a lot different, because the big, beautiful bill has now capped professional student loans at $200,000. That's the very max that you can buy. And I don't know off the top of my head if that is subsidized or unsubsidized. I think it is unsubsidized. But that's all you can get is 200 grand. So essentially, there's not that many dental school or medical schools. Medical schools is a little bit cheaper. There's not many dental schools I know that are that cheap. Okay, and where are people going to get the extra money to live? Okay, so let's just say, they hit the 200,000 mark and they've maxed that out. Well, they have to cover the rest. They have to be able to live. So where are people going to turn to? They're going to turn to private loans. And the problem with this is that on the federal student loans, at least that there were forgiveness pathways, there were income-based repayment plans. Those are going away with the new federal student loan system, in addition to the fact that people will have to have those private loans, which will not be able to be forgiven, so to speak. They will not be able to be dissolved. They will have to be paid no matter what. They will have to be paid, or that's going to come for your credit score, homie. That's going to damage your credit score. They're going to garnish your wages. They're going to come after you, okay? Not exactly in the same way that the federal government might have come after you. But so there's going to be more skin in the game. With those private loans, the interest rates are going to be even higher. Okay, they're going to be above that 7-8%. They could be 9, 10, 12% interest rate. And I already alluded to the fact that people, that new dentists, they're already in financial ruin. They're already screwed enough. And so you're going to say that you're going to do a private loan on top of that? Yeah, it's one big mess. And what we're going to see is, well, we actually don't know what we're going to see. But I think that we may very well see less people apply to dental school because they're going to think that it's not a viable pathway anymore. It's not worth it. The risk on the return on investment isn't worth it because dentists, they only make so much money, right? They do well. They do well. Okay, so I have friends that are making $200,000. But insurance reimbursement rates are going down. It's harder to become an owner. It's just tough in the field of dentistry. Okay, unless you specialize in a like oral maxillofacial surgery. If you specialize in different fields, yes, you can potentially make more money. Or if you're a general dentist owner, you can make more money. Okay. On the medical side of things, we are definitely going to see people go into fields like primary care, less pediatric medicine. I almost said pediatric dentistry because I always talk about dentistry. We're going to see people go into pediatrics less. We're going to see people go into internal medicine less because they make less money. And if you have a private loan that you got to pay off, hey, baby, you got to pay that off somehow, some way. So you better be a neurosurgeon or orthopedic surgeon or something that makes that moolah. That's just how it works. There's a lot of uncertainty going forward. And I wonder, will we see dental schools close? Will we see some of these newer medical schools close down because we now have less people applying to these professional schools? It's going to be very interesting. No doubt about it. And then scholarships such as the Army, Navy, Air Force Health Profession Scholarship, the HPSP, that has gotten extremely competitive overnight since the passing of the Big Beautiful Bill. It was already competitive, but now it's going to be arguably the most competitive scholarship in the country, bar none. I will wager to go that far with it. There's other things like the National Health Service Corps. That is going to be extremely competitive. It wipes your debt out for 4 years of service, just in a underserved area. There's the Indian Health Service. There's different forgiveness programs. I tell you, those things, those are going to be golden. Those people are going to be fighting for those spots, and so that is a change we will see. Is competitiveness for those scholarships are going to go through the roof. And so where am I at in this? I'm just glad that I got out of dental school when I did. I graduated. I don't have to deal with anything like that. with the stress of not knowing. Because I can only imagine a young student who is about to take their MCAT or DAT, and they're about to apply to school. Maybe they're 2 years away, maybe they're sophomore or junior, and they're facing that uncertainty of, okay, I've worked so hard, I have a good GPA, I've shadowed, I know this is what I want to do, but how am I actually going to pay for this? I think for a lot of people, the only option is going to be the military or public service or Indian Health Service. That's my opinion. And so with that, I will leave you. I hope I earned your subscription. I hope I earned your like, and I hope I earned your comment. A little different video from the Red Pill MGTOW dating topics, religion, philosophy videos. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think below. Until next time.